Gojo is an overhyped character of all time, and nothing can change my mind.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
At the beginning-ish of 2023 this year, I decided to do an anime marathon where I just watch a lot of anime continuously without being interfered with by other shows. Now, I picked 5 anime shows that really caught my interest or got me a bit curious to see what the hype was about, or if the series itself was even going to satisfy my entertainment. My 5 picks were Bleach, Hunter x Hunter, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Black Clover, and Jujutsu Kaisen. And boy, oh boy, did I fail. Now, how exactly did I fail? By the time I'm making this video, I finished watching every anime listed except for Bleach, unfortunately. I don't want to talk about it too much here since the video isn't about Bleach. So I'll probably do another review video for Bleach, so make sure if you guys want to make that happen, be sure to subscribe. And if this video gets at least 10 likes, I will do more review videos like these going forward. Okay? Okay. Now earlier I was talking about the anime run with my 5 picks, and before I could actually start it, I was indecisive about which anime to start watching first. So what I did was I watched every first episode of each series pick, and whichever one had a solid good first episode was going to be where I started off. Now, don't make fun of me for my poor choice of taste, but from an order from the best to okay, it was Jujutsu Kaisen, Fullmetal Alchemist, Hunter x Hunter, Black Clover, and Bleach. Jujutsu Kaisen's first episode really gave the impression that it was gonna be different from the other shonens. That, and I was a little bit biased since season 1 only had like 24 episodes. So in my mind, it was just more of me thinking about like, you know, the fewer the episodes, the quicker we move on. But oh my god, was this something. Keep in mind there will be spoilers in this video, so if you haven't watched or finished the first season yet, then come back to this video after. I'll be waiting. Alright, a little sidetrack. The other day we had a family gathering dinner, and my cousin who came over too, we were just basically catching up, you know, like see how life was going. And one of the conversations we had was about Jujutsu Kaisen, coincidentally. We heard the news of season 2 already airing out, and he was planning to rewatch season 1. Now honestly, I would rewatch season 1 as well, but I ended up watching a recap video, and he basically said the story was just which that's exactly how I felt too. Like, okay, this is what I remember about the story. Basically, Yuji ate a finger that was once part of an evil demon king called Sukuna, or whatever he's called. Yuji almost gets executed by the Sorcerer Supremes, basically the higher ups of the sorcerers. But then the sorcerers are now planning to collect all the fingers, yes there are more fingers, just like the Infinity Stones, and destroy them all by killing Yuji afterwards. Yuji some reason accepts that easily, and after thinking about it, he joins them. That's basically the origin of his character. A month or a few later, he tries to go demon time during an exorcist hunt which allows him to turn into the Demon King, but it backfires and almost goes on an onslaught. But Yuji's inner self, while still maintaining control over his body, basically kills himself. The end. But wait, he doesn't die because of plot armor. Because of Sukuna being unable to die completely, he still lives, and I guess that also applies to Yuji as well, even though he's just a human vessel. Or is he not a human? Just kidding, he's still a human. I mean, that's what I'm aware of at least. After dealing with Sukuna's BS, they finally come to terms of agreement that gives Sukuna permission to take over Yuji's body anytime momentarily in exchange for Yuji's return back to life. And bruh, when Yuji does return back to the main cast, this is how they reacted. I get that it would have been generic if they gave them a typical reaction, like maybe like, oh my, it can't be. Is that Yuji-kun? You're alive?
That's right.
Instead of getting a generic or general reaction, they look disgusted with that man. Now I think about it, it reminds me so much of the scene from wherever this anime is from. I don't know, I saw it on Instagram once.
We should be okay if we run together, Miss Suzu. Of course I will, because you and her BFFs, Toshiba. Let go of me. Damn it, bitch, I said let go.
Maybe I'm just overreacting since they only met each other for like a few months or so. But like, bruh, is a reaction like that really deserved for the boy Yuji, who just died and y'all were starting to warm up to each other? Speaking about that, throughout the first season, it was just weird to see the relations between the cast of the show, and it just really seemed off. It's not that they are unlikable, like don't get me wrong or anything, but it's just the fact that there's no attachment to these characters from an audience perspective like me. It's really hard to invest in the show when you can't fully invest your interest in a character in a short amount of time. Like literally every character that was ever introduced in this season starts off by getting to know them a bit, right? Then the chemistry that was built with the main cast, because why not? And then moves on to another character. Like what? Remember, it's only 24 episodes. But my thing is that people glaze over them so hardcore when we barely see them. It honestly could just be the fact that I watched it in just a few days, but it left me brain dead for sure. These characters like Nanami, Maki, and the mouth guy. Oh, hold up, JJK mouth guy. Toge Inumaki. Bro, see, this is how you know I'm not attached to these characters, because I don't even remember their names like that. Characters like them are cool and all, but it doesn't really mean I should be too interested in them. Don't get me wrong, I like these characters, but some of them definitely gets overhyped. And by some, I mean one person who I already mentioned. Gojo Satoru. Satoru? I already knew Gojo is an OP character, but after watching the first season, he is OP, I guess. I don't hate the guy, it's just annoying how much hype he gets when he's literally pulling a Shanks from One Piece. What he would do is say something badass, do something badass, and then just sits out until his next turn or so. Like, I mean, I guess, but the difference between Shanks and Gojo is that Shanks is like day one. Well, technically Gojo was also day one, but like he wasn't really that important to the story at the beginning, kind of. Compared to Shanks, he was an inspiration to the main character, Monkey D. Luffy, which drove him to chase his dreams to become the Pirate King. Meanwhile, with Gojo, he's literally just a teacher. While Yuji was presumed dead, Gojo was essentially teaching Yuji about curses and techniques of how to control them. It's good to see that between them both, but I just don't think he's mentor material. I just don't really think he deserves the hype that he gets, because he has nothing else to offer to Yuji, to be honest. And plus, he was the one that told him that he was gonna die or get executed on like their first time meeting each other. So it was like, what kind of inspiration do you get from someone that tells you to go kill yourself? I could be Maki hating, but we can't deny the fact that he gets a lot of glaze. But you know what? Do you know who deserves more attention? My boy Junpei. Junpei was one of the minor characters who appeared when Yuji was still presumed dead, as Yuji had to stay anonymous for a while and had to train, which, not gonna lie, I really wish that he would join the main cast. Basically, his life was pretty messed up. He had classmates who bullied him, making him look bad and trying to degrade him. And when he told his teacher, he shrugged it off like it was nothing. He was just dealing with shit that nobody should ever go through, and he was almost groomed by the dark side. But Yuji stepped in and was basically the light that he needed. Yuji was a real bro for the man Junpei, who really considered him as a friend, which, by the way, he didn't really have any, but it all changed after a tragedy. While the chemistry friendship built up between Yuji and Junpei, they have dinner over at Junpei's house made by his mom, who is a very nice lady, also took a liking to Yuji. While they're having a nice dinner meal, Junpei's mom passes out after drinking too much, and they call it a night. But suddenly, the next day, She dies? Like, what? I was starting to feel for her, if you know what I mean. I'm kidding. It's obviously a joke. Come on, bro. Bro, chill, please. It's a joke. It's a joke. I was joking. It's a joke. After she died, Junpei kind of breaks down. Like, he's tired of this shit. And he gets a curse from one of the antagonists. He basically held the school hostage by consuming their souls or whatever happened. I honestly cannot remember. But mainly directed at the bullies and the teacher. He almost killed them, or he did kill them, but I don't think he killed them. While Junpei is stealing their souls without consent, Yuji arrives and tries to bring him back to the light side, and even offers him to join his school, Tokyo Jujutsu High. As Junpei slowly starts to be convinced of what Yuji says while they were fighting, the antagonist, Mahito, who gave Junpei a curse, pulled a spring trap on Junpei's ass. I'm sorry, I like Junpei and all, but like, he ain't looking that well. Junpei doesn't really have control as a curse, so he's basically forced to kill Yuji under Mahito's command, I think. But obviously, since they're like friends, right, they don't want to kill each other. So Yuji begs Sukuna to help him turn into normal. But this is what happens. The villains that they are, they laugh. Laughing at the fact of how pathetic it is for Yuji to try to save Junpei. And by not having any other choices, Yuji ends up killing Junpei. What really got me was when they gave us a shot at the potential chance of Junpei joining the main cast. And it sucks because like, how they're gonna kill off a character that's actually well written just like that? Like, what is even the point other than to build character for Yuji? If he was just gonna be a side character and be disposed like that, then why even give him a story arc? Like, bruh, we barely know Megumi, who appeared in episode 1, and we still don't know his full story. Like, nah, I can't. Not gonna lie, the villains in the show are giving me the same vibes as the villains from My Hero Academia. I only say that because they are shown as the villains, and when they get caught up with the main cast, they abandon ship and basically sit out as everything is according to their plan. Or somewhat of it. Again, they also have the same issues as the rest of the characters where they don't really have any attachments either. The only important antagonist of the season is Sukuna, which makes sense given the fact that he's like the main big bad of the series. The rest of the antagonists are just meh. In every fight they enter, they're literally just personal punching bags, literally getting their shit rocked. I'm talking about getting their ass whooped. They might as well call it quits because like they won't be catching those hands. Like, damn bro, like look, you gotta look at this. The villains of the season gotta take an L on this one because they're just not it right now.
Get him up, let him get up, let him get up, let him get up. Fight back!
The power system in the series is a bit confusing. I mean, as much as I know, there are sorcerers with curse abilities and items that help them destroy all demons. Now, I know I keep calling them demons, but they're not actually demons. So just to clarify for those Demon Slayer fans who think this show is some kind of ripoff, as I was writing the script down for this video, for some reason thought they were demons because they all look demonic. I swear I'm not racist.
Hello, monkeys!
But regardless, it's just the way how curse abilities are explained. It may be understandable for some people whose IQ is equivalent to Bill Gates, but someone who only reads picture books as a kid wouldn't be so invested in the explanation of the power system. I'm sorry to say that I'm only monkey brains when it comes to power systems. I'm more in favor of Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, and Ultra Instinct, woo! Or even Goma Goma no! Punchy punch punch! Or even show me rock! Okay, maybe not for Hunter x Hunter, but you know what I mean. Surely their power system is different from other animes that I have seen, but is it the best in my opinion? No, not at all. To be fair, it did feel a little bit rushed only because I finished season 1 in like 2-3 days, which I can take the blame for. Usually I don't drop an anime even if it's trash or not. I just keep going just for the sake of the experience. So in this case, if I ever feel like it, I might watch the Jujutsu Kaisen movie and even the second season just to see if it will change my mind. Who knows? Maybe the show will improve after the first season, or yet will still be overrated as fuck. Now when it comes to whether or not I should recommend this anime to anybody, I probably won't. This is more like a me thing, but whenever I get really invested in something, I would most definitely talk about it with my friends and basically try to put them on. It's basically a reason to expand your addiction because the more you're surrounded by your best interests, the more your insanity will become. And it's an addicting one, I'll give you that. I'm talking about becoming a drug addict type of obsession.
Hey man, you got One Piece? You read One Piece? You watch One Piece? One Piece, One Piece, One Piece!
For this case, I really couldn't talk about Jujutsu Kaisen to anybody because, well, that and I mainly didn't really pay attention to the story. But hey man, could it really be my fault though? Let's be honest. Now I know damn well that I probably missed a lot of information trying to cover up my thoughts on Jujutsu Kaisen, and even my opinions may seem to be inaccurate. But as a reminder, this isn't just to critique the series, but rather than give my own thoughts and experience on what I watch. If you somehow got offended by what I said, or even feel like I deserve to be offended, then the only thing I can tell you is you'll be having a hard time around the internet.